This is a follow-on from last year from the gathering, and it's called In Humberts Footsteps, and we're just acknowledging a period in Irish history that happened in 1798.
I am the General Humbert. I came with only 1,000 soldiers.
People are aware of it. I don't think they are fully aware of how strong the French-Mayo connection is, and it's so important to our heritage.
After 1798, Mayo was called French Mayo, and for the past week we have recreated that, and Ballina has become French. And here we are in the military barracks that was here in 1798, that was evacuated by the British, taken over by the French, and we've re-Frenched it. There are people going around saying bonjour to you and bonsoir and the whole lot. It's absolutely fantastic.
Last year in Humberts Footsteps won the Gathering of the Year, so it actually was taken from a very small festival in Mayo to national acclaim, and now international acclaim, with the French community really supporting it. And it's so important to our heritage, and I think that there's so much more that we can learn. Even still, I am learning more and more about General Humbert and his journey around Mayo and Ireland.
On the 22nd of August 1798, French General Jean-Joseph Aimable Humbert, or Humbert as we call him down here, landed at Kilcummin, which is about 16 miles north of here, with a small army of 1,019 men.
I wouldn't call it an invasion, because it was in fact a support for Irish to get their freedom and to establish their own state.
There are 42 or 43 lads and lassies over from France this year, but they're all historians and they're all mad into this period, and they're all really interested in keeping these Franco-Irish relations alive.
Sergent, please. Quelle heure il est?
We have people here from different origins, from all over France and from foreign countries as well. Mind you, we have some German people who have joined the French ranks, and we have somebody from America as well.
Et soldats, vous allez entretenir cette arme, c'est celle de votre
And the whole purpose of having this camp here is that the public can come in and have a look and see how the soldiers lived in 1798. It's a tactile thing, and it gives kids that, you know, I've seen the Pirates of the Caribbean, and now I've signed my name with a quill, and now I've held a sword, and now I've had a French hat on me, and it's living history, and it keeps that thing alive, and it keeps that interest with children. It's not sanitised, nothing behind glass here, you can touch everything, and that's the way it should be.
Have you ever heard about hitting two pieces of stone together to cause a spark and light a fire? That's the exact same thing. There'd be a little piece of flint.
Port arms! Bayonets!
As you can see here behind us, we're mustering for the battle that's going to take place at 2 o'clock today. What we're actually doing here is we're acknowledging a 1798 battle. So we're just going to recreate what a 1798 battle would have been like, with all the cannons and the smoke and the muskets.
We'll be using the same guns, uniforms and tactics of the time, and we'll be putting our men through their paces during the battle to defend the town against the French and hopefully get rid of them off the island altogether.
Humberts Franco-Irish Army took Killala first of all, then came on here into Ballina, took Ballina town, went over the mountains, over Barnaguiha, the Windy Gap, into Castlebar, beat the British Army, and carried on then up through Sligo, Leitrim, into Longford, where he was defeated in Ballinamuck.
The contact, you know, you have the contact against the enemy, and we like battle in the street.
The French would have had muskets, fusils, as they were called, and the British would have had the brown bess musket.
Very inaccurate weapon. That's why they fire in lines of hundreds, thousands on huge battles, so that somebody somewhere would hit something.
And you would have had thousands of ordinary peasants who joined up with this to be part of this Franco-Irish army, and they were armed with a very simple weapon, the pike. And actually after 1798 the British army put chains into the bridles because the Irish were so adept at cutting the bridles with these pikes. Very simple weapon, 10 or 12 feet long. You didn't have to have any skill to use it. Brutal, basic, but effective. We fired about 2,000 rounds, blank rounds. I fell dead myself 4 times, so yeah, it was amazing. It was spectacular. I think we had about 15,000 people on the streets here today.
This is only the beginning. It's the 2nd year running. It's a true legacy event of the gathering, which was so successful last year, and we are so excited to see it grow and grow over the next couple of years.
Merci à vous. It's a great occasion, and my family is in France today, but next year I will for sure come back and with my whole family, because the welcome is outstanding.
We have a great legacy from 1798 here in Mayo. We have loads of French names because some of the French soldiers stayed behind, like Rouses and Lavelles, and in particular Gillards from Bunnyconlon, from a townland called Gillardstown, where a young soldier, Robert Gillard, stayed behind, fell in love with a local girl and stayed and married, and hence we have the Gillards of Gillardstown in County Mayo.